When you think about life behind bars, it's not often that Shakespeare comes to mind. Not so for participants of Prison Performing Arts, or PPA, whose mission is to bring the arts to incarcerated individuals and to be a vehicle of self-expression and healing.
I think it presents incarcerated individuals to the world in a positive way, as opposed to being incarcerated and being punished. You're incarcerated and you're rehabilitated.
PPA has been transformative for me. It has been a tool to build self-confidence. It has been a tool for interacting with people that are on all different walks of life, and you can come together for the good of something. It's a beautiful thing.
PPA has two divisions, one for incarcerated adults and the other for incarcerated youth.
The programs coordinate because the focus is the art. Everyone has a story to tell. And that is really our mission, is to help the young people that we work with tell their story, because it's important for them to tell their stories, not for us to tell their stories for them.
The program inside is production-based. We do 15 to 25 weeks of rehearsal and then a performance. We do performances for inmates and then for the public. And then when people are released from prison, they have the option to be part of the alumni company.
There is a different approach with the young people because we generally don't get to work with them as long as we do with the adults. So instead of the focus being on performances, we offer weekly classes and workshops in several artistic disciplines.
While there are various reasons for joining, members find a very supportive, creative community.
When I first joined, our great Agnes Wilcox was the director. Love her to pieces. She welcomed me with open arms. She made me see potential in myself that I didn't even know I possessed.
I had spent 8 years in a maximum security prison where they had no arts education. After that 8 years, I got to Bowling Green, where they have prison performing arts, and I was super excited to find out that they had this wonderful arts program. Prison particularly, so many people have reasons not to get along and not to like each other, whether it be cultural differences or race or religion. And when you come to PPA, you have to work as a team. There's this sense of community. And with that, you have to be willing to be open with others.
We teach nonviolent expression of emotion. To be a young person and to be locked up is a very adult thing. And essentially what we're doing is providing a way for the youth to express themselves in a way that is more creative and more healing.
Welcome, good Polonius. You have requested an audience?
I have, your majesties.
Much like theater, life often requires a certain amount of improvisation. When COVID hit, PPA had to regroup and hold rehearsals on Zoom.
It's definitely been a challenge because we've had all of our rehearsals on Zoom, but it's been really nice to be able to connect with everyone. We have members that are out of town that we usually wouldn't be able to see. So we have been able to have them join us and do a couple performances with them.
The alumni is currently working on a production called Kept Away, which is a series of monologues that they wrote, and those have been recorded and will be broadcast on our website. And now we're working on an original play called Elsinore, which is actually a prequel to Hamlet, which was written by two of our alumni members. And it's actually a wonderful play. And imagine the gumption it takes to write a prequel to Hamlet.
My friend and I wrote that like 7 years ago in prison. And so when Chris said he wanted to direct that, I was excited that somebody wanted to support that. Writing is very cathartic for me because even though I don't necessarily write my story about the specifics of my choices, a lot of what I write has some of those elements in it.
After 28 years in prison, my monologue was called It Didn't Stop, and it was about the experience of how life doesn't stop for you. I was incarcerated for 28 years. And when you're incarcerated, especially when you're incarcerated as a child, you don't know how life really is because I was away. It didn't even stop when I came home. People got older. People moved. People had babies. People died. friends disappeared. Stop. I feel my chest closing in. Just stop.
Having that that creative outlet, it really gave me that spark to get through some really dark days.
And when people find out, most people do one of two things. It's either, oh my God, tell me what happened. What did you do? What was it like? I mean, orange is the new black, right? Or hands clutch their purse, a cool sweat begins to appear, and they quickly make any excuse to get as far away from me as possible.
One of the most difficult things about re-entering society is to feel part of a community. And PPA alumni find the same non-judgmental support on the outside as they did on the inside.
When I was released from prison, it was really hard for me to admit that I had formerly been incarcerated. So I felt some shame with that, and it was hard to get over that. I attribute prison performing arts to my success as a returning citizen. A big thing is the support that I'm given, not only from my alumni, but from the staff, from our supporters. It's just been really wonderful.
Just knowing that those people know me inside and out, accept me for who I am, it's a beautiful thing. Because they didn't have to. They didn't have to come in and care, but they did. They did.